Welcome to Extension Connection on Super Talk 1270. Thoughtful information and discussion with experts from both Burleigh and Morton County Extension Service offices. Extension Connection provides advice on family nutrition, issues in agriculture, lawn and garden, community leadership, homeowner concerns, and so much more. Live from the Super Talk 1270 studio, this is Extension Connection.
Good morning and welcome to the Extension Connection. This is Jackie Buckley live in the studio this morning, and we will be visiting about several different things. A little bit about fly tags and ways to control flies in beef cattle. I also have some updates on from the crop and pest report that I'll be visiting with you a little bit about becoming the grill master and maybe grilling something different. And then just as kind of nostalgic, I know Memorial Day was just last week, and so how did Memorial Day actually come about? And then if we have time, I have some horticulture in North Dakota seasonal tidbits and tips, and so we're going to talk about that as well. Vanessa did tape her program, and so she'll be on later on. And then we are going to be live from Nelson Lake. That is where Carla Mickle is today, and she is working with some kids from the North Dakota 4-H camp, and they're fishing for her outdoor skills camp today. And so she'll be calling in about 11:15, and we'll have the opportunity to visit with Carla, as well as some 4-H members who are attending the camp that she's working at this week. And so we're excited to have her talk to us from Nelson Lake this morning. This, as I said, this is Jackie Buckley, Morton County Extension Agent, and I am live in the studio today, so if you have any questions, please feel free to call 663-1270, and we can try and answer any questions that you might have. And just as a note is that we will be talking next week live also from the North Dakota 4-H camp. Ashley Stegman, the Burleigh County Extension Agent, will be talking from 4-H camp about livestock camp, which I will be there as well. And so we'll be visiting with you live from 4-H camp as well with some of the staff there and also some of the kids that are attending that as well. And so let's get with our program this morning. There's some treatment options that you can use as the temperatures warm up and as the flies begin to hatch, some of the wars that are heating up with our beef cattle. Ear tags, insecticide ear tags, are one of the best devices for deterring flies. If you use insecticide ear tags, here's some management tips for them. Apply the tags when hornfly numbers approach the economic injury level of 200 flies per animal. Tag all adult animals in the herd at the recommended label rate. Just don't tag every other cow because that's not going to work. Rotate insecticide classes. Don't use the same insecticide class year after year. And so you're going to want to look at the active ingredient of that fly tag and switch them up every other year at least. Remove the tags when they are no longer provide effective control or in the fall after the first frost. You also want to consider removing the waste management. Remove the places where flies breed, and you will start to notice a significant decrease in the number of flying foes possibly circling your herd. Buildup of organic matter is the best breeding grounds for flies, says Mike Peacock, Southern States Cooperative Ruminant Nutritionist. With the average 1,250-pound beef cow generating 75 pounds of manure a day, this leaves many areas for flies to reproduce. On the average, the fly life cycle lasts anywhere from 10 to 21 days. To break the life cycle, you need to remove fly breeding material on a regular basis. Manure, wet grain, spilled spoilage, moist hay, focus on these areas first. You can eliminate a large portion of the flies by simply cleaning the hay rings where the cattle were fed all winter. To further eliminate breeding areas, start by removing the manure from livestock pens as frequently as possible. Take the manure and spread it thinly on fields or other large outdoor areas to facilitate drying. Flies cannot develop in dry environments. Therefore, they cannot develop in dry manure. Drag your fields to make more evenly distribute that manure. The key is to dry out the manure. Remember, it's easier and more cost-effective to prevent fly breeding than to try and control the adult flies that are already born. Dust bags can be a low-maintenance and effective way to combat flies. This fly control technique requires fencing around a water tank or mineral feeder, suspending dust bags at an entrance or exit gate, Boxler says. The dust bags placed in a forced use situation will usually reduce fly numbers by 80 to 90% throughout the season if properly maintained. Dust bags is a free choice design and will provide 25 to 50% less control than a forced use dust bag design. Back rubbers. Back rubbers are used much in the same way as a dust bag. A small amount of oil or insecticide gets on the animal as it rubs under the device. When charging a back rubber, use a quality grade mineral oil or fuel oil, not motor oil, to mix with the insecticide to avoid irritation. Back rubbers and oilers are most effective when used in a forced design as well. Pour-ons. Pour-ons are ready-to-use formulations poured along the back line of the cattle. As a rule, they provide several weeks of fly reduction, but they must be reapplied throughout the fly season. Sprays. Animal sprays can be effective in controlling horn fly populations, but it's important to get complete coverage of the animals. High-pressure sprays may provide better coverage, but it's necessary to gather and corral the cattle, which make this application method the most unpractical. Sprays can also be delivered using a mist blower or low-pressure sprayer mounted on an ATV. With this method, you can drive to where the cattle are and apply the insecticide by driving around amongst the cattle. Oral larvicides. Oral larvicides, such as feed additives and boluses, are products that are incorporated into minerals or other feed products. The insecticide passes through the animal's digestive tract into the manure, where it prevents fly larvae from developing into adults. To be effective, the cattle must consume a label-specified amount on a daily basis. Fly predators. Not all flies are bad. Fly predators, nature's own self-inflicted enemy, can be your ally in the fight against pest flies. These tiny, non-stinging, non-biting wasps that feed on fly larvae and interrupt the breeding cycle, destroying the next generation of flies before they hatch into disease-carrying adults. Fly predators work by both laying eggs in the fly pupa or the cocoon and feeding on fly larvae when it's the manure in your farm. The wasps bug the bugs but never disturb the cattle, pastures, or humans for that matter. Although the natural method for controlling fly predators aren't typically found in large enough amounts to control the entire fly population on your farm, however, many companies sell fly predators and can ship them straight to your farm. Once they arrive, all you do is sprinkle the predators on manure piles at dusk and watch them go to work. Don't get frustrated if you don't see immediate reduction in fly populations. Both face flies and horn flies can travel several miles in search of cattle. If you're managing your fly population, but your neighbor isn't, you may be getting flies without borders as they travel in search of a meal. With an ongoing fly management program, however, both you and your cattle should rest a little easier. We're getting the cue to go for a break, and after the break, we should have Carla live from Nelson Lake.
Currently, it's 54.
Get the traffic and weather information you need anytime on Super Talk 1270 and online at supertalk1270.com.
Welcome back to the Extension Connection, and we should have Carla live from Nelson Lake. Carla, are you there?
We are here.
So what's the weather like up there?
It's a little chilly. We've got some wind today, but it's not bad fishing weather.
Okay, and you're catching some, I guess.
Yes, we're having a good time.
Can you kind of recap as to what's been going on at camp so far?
Sure, and then I've got 3 campers here with me to talk about their week and their fishing today, too.
Okay, great.
Camp season started off on Sunday, and we've got about 52 campers at camp this week, and we are working with outdoor skills in all archery camp. And of course, using the new beautiful facilities up at 4-H camp that have been renovated and remodeled. And it's been a really good week. We've been busy.
Okay. And so are the beds better?
Are the beds better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I go next week. I just want to know if they're more comfortable or not.
Yep, Adrian's been sleeping on one of the bottom bunks, and he said a much better improvement over last year. So you should have a good night's sleep.
Okay, good.
But I have 3 campers here, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell us what county they're from.
I'm Cody Marole. I'm from Morton County, and this camp, I'm in the outdoors camp. It's a pretty fun time. The second day we shot some shotgun and clay pigeons. We've been shooting archery and bow and arrow. And then today we went fishing. A little bit windy, but otherwise it's good fishing weather. I've caught a pretty big fish. A lot of people are catching some good fish. And yeah, overall it's really good fishing weather.
Cody actually caught a fish so big, we called his mom to come up with a cooler to take it back, and hopefully they're going to get it mounted.
Oh, really? What kind is it?
It's a bass.
Oh, okay.
It's huge. It is huge. It's a really nice fish.
Oh, okay. So who's doing chores, Cody?
My dad.
Oh, you're lucky you got a good dad.
Yeah.
Who else is there with you, Carla?
Well, I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Cody Irwin, and I'm from Morton County. It's been good at camp. Today we went fishing, and I've caught a lot of fish. For the past few days, we've been shooting at targets. We've been shooting shotguns and a lot of other fun stuff. And the food is really good, too.
Okay.
Always important with the food. We've also done a campfire, haven't we? Couple? Yep. Did you sing a lot of songs?
Yeah.
Yep. And I have one more camper with me.
I'm Brandon Bushy from Rolette County, and I'm in archery camp, and I've had lots of fun. We shot at targets, and we went to campfire.
Okay, did you get any bullseyes yet?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Did ya?
So, a 3D target?
Yeah, we shot 3D targets.
Okay.
And what were you shooting at?
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you know what kind of animals you're shooting at?
Antelope and turkey. And did we put out the carp, the fish?
Yeah,
the dinosaur. We're shooting at the dinosaur. Okay, so we've been shooting at the dinosaur and antelope, and we've got a few turkeys and a coyote, and what else? All kinds of stuff out there. Oh, a boar. Yeah, wild boar. We're shooting at that, too.
Okay, all right. And so the food's okay? Everybody wants to know about food at camp.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, we have got some great camp counselors and a really good camp cook, and we did Dutch oven cooking the other night.
You did? How'd that go?
Well, the kids cooked for us, and that was really good. What do you guys think? You pretty good cooks? Yep. So,
did they have chili?
Yeah. That's good.
Chili and cornbread.
Oh, okay.
And you made something for dessert. Some kind of cake. What was it? German chocolate cake?
Dump cake.
Dump cake. Okay.
Dump cake. Okay.
Gross. That's why they call it dump cake.
I didn't try it, so I don't know.
So have you been on the water slide yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How about the mud pit?
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you get all cleaned up after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets pretty messy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How about canteen? What's your favorite thing?
Snickers and a Mountain Dew.
Okay. Is that you, Cody?
Yep, put him a roll.
Okay.
Other Cody, what's your favorite at the camp store?
Snickers.
Stickers? What would you like? Reese's Pieces. Or Reese's Peanut Butter Cups? Yep. A lot of Snicker bar likers here.
Oh.
So, but no, things are going really well. We had about 3 inches of rain here the night before last, so camp was a little soupy yesterday. But for the most part, been a really good week. Lots of fun.
You didn't get any rain last night, right?
No, but we did. Okay. I slept pretty hard, so. But I know east of Washburn, they had some rain. Melody was talking about rain this morning at her house.
Okay.
But we must have just had just a little bit. Yes? Okay.
Okay.
So, but yeah, no, it's been a good week. Kept pretty busy. Tonight, of course, what are we doing tonight? We're dancing.
Oh, wow, Carla.
Yeah. Dance time at camp. Gotta love it.
Yeah. What's your boy-girl ratio?
There's 12 girls in the whole camp.
Oh, wow. The boys got good pickings then.
There you go. Good
Yeah,
dance
they
partners.
should be doing lots of dancing then, guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's quite a few boys. In my camp, I have 3 girls and 14 boys in my camp. So, and Adrian's got, how many? 9 girls? Yep. So, but like I said, really good week. Everyone's been fun. No one's been naughty.
Carla, how are the wood ticks?
I haven't found one yet. I'm very excited about that.
I know they're
everybody
your
knows-
favorite.
I know. I love wood ticks. They're so fun. Have you guys found any wood ticks? Yeah? Yes, everyone here has found wood ticks. So, but I haven't found any, but every morning I get up and I spray myself with Repel or Deep Woods Off or something. So I soak myself up pretty good. So
Yeah.
they've been staying away. Yesterday, Craig, though, he found 6 of them. That pretty much grossed me out.
Yeah. And so the construction is moving right along, Carla, and
Yep, there's been construction workers there all week. They're working on, of course, the Johns Rood building and the 2 new cabins. We were told last night we could set up beds in the one cabin. So if we get some spare time, we'll be able to do that. And then, like I said, the Johns Rood building, they're putting up drywall yesterday. So that's got to be a promising sign.
yeah, that is a promising sign. I guess you did a community service project yesterday at camp, too?
Oh, you heard about that?
Yes.
Okay. We went out and we finished mulching along the river. And so we went out on the street else and we opened up bags, and a bunch of the campers, they opened up bags as well, and we got all the mulch laid along the river. So that project is now done. There's still quite a bit of mulch left for the upper level area of camp trails, but otherwise they all pitched in, did wonderful, and we had it all done in like 20 minutes.
Okay. Well, I guess when I go next week, if there's still some to lay, maybe my camp can do some of that as well.
Yeah, because like I said, you get everyone there, and it goes pretty fast. And
Yep.
they cleaned up all the bags and raked it all out, and it looks really good.
Okay. And I bet you the grass is really green and everything is looking really nice this time of the year.
It really is. It's nice and green. I think it needs a mow job again. It's kind of long. Yep.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't know, camp looks pretty good, don't you think? Yeah. Oh, everything's coming along.
Okay. That sounds great.
Yep.
Anything else to add? Any of you kids or Carla?
No, we're just, this is our last night, of course, at camp. Tomorrow everyone goes home, and I know you're back on Sunday, so you'll have the week with livestock camp, and wish I had a horse camp, right, Jackie?
Yeah, that's correct. So what do you got going on this afternoon?
We are at the lake until about 3 o'clock, and then we go back, and we're going to have camp canteen, and then we've got some activities here later this afternoon. And then at 7 o'clock, we get bused into Washburn School to take showers because, our shower situation right now kind of got set back at camp. So we'll go in and shower and then get ready for the dance.
Okay, let's get all spruced up, guys.
You got it.
Yeah.
Lots of cologne and perfume.
Oh, yes, I remember that every year.
Yep.
Well, Jim is signaling me for a break, Carla, and so
Okay.
I'd like to thank you for calling in today, and we will see you when you get back sometime tomorrow or on Friday.
Sounds good, Jackie. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
Bye.
Yep.
See ya.
Currently, it's 54.
Our own radio station. Not Fargo, not the Twin Cities. Proud to be Bismarck and Mandan's own Super Talk 1270.
Welcome back to the Extension Connection. This is Jackie Buckley from the Morton County Extension office staff. I'm talking to you live in studio today, 663-1270. If you have any questions or if you are, I guess, too bashful to talk on air, call us at our office, 667-3340, and we will be gladly to answer any questions that you might have. Vanessa's not here today. She is teaching a babysitting class, and she's got a full house with 25 11, 12, maybe 13-year-old girls, boys, and she's teaching that at the courthouse today. She has 2 more classes scheduled for the end of June, and actually there's a waiting list with about 10 kids on the waiting list, so hopefully we will be able to to schedule another one maybe sometime in July or August for those youth that might be interested in doing some babysitting for the parents, or also for neighbors, or just to earn a little bit of cash money. Today I want to visit with you just a little bit about alfalfa weevil. The cool weather this spring has slowed insect development in general. Because of our cool temperatures, we don't have as many growing degree days that have accumulated. Adult alfalfa weevils overwinter in debris and alfalfa stubble. Adults have just started emerging and laying eggs inside the stems of the alfalfa plant. The degree days for alfalfa weevil use a base development temperature of 48 degrees Fahrenheit and show that adults are active in the eastern half of the state with 200 accumulated growing degree days, and only in the southeast area of North Dakota is close to egg hatch, which begins at about 300 accumulate growing degree days. In Morton County, we currently have about 242 growing degree days that have accumulated, and so they have not started to hatch as of yet. You can go to the Endon site and to get the growing degree model to figure out what where we are at with our growing degree days for insect development. Although adult weevils will feed on foliage causing defoliation of the alfalfa plant, most of the economic defoliation is caused by larvae. Peak feeding occurs about mid-June or at about 504 to 595 degree days when the larvae are in the 3rd to 4th instar. For alfalfa grown for hay, the most cost-effective method is to cut alfalfa early before feeding damage occurs. More on scouting and managing alfalfa weevils will be coming up in the North Dakota Crop and Pest Report. In wheat, there has been no more reports of aster leafhoppers in wheat. The cool, wet weather over the past weeks has probably been partially responsible for the decline, and the populations were much lower than the 2012 outbreak. Wheat plants are also growing fast from the rains and recent warmer weather, and larger plant stages are less susceptible to the aster leafhopper. Field peas, cutworms are being reported in field peas in the northwest corner of the state. However, and then also when the sunflower and soybeans start to come up, they probably will be a concern as well. You want to continue to scout for cutworms through June, or at least as late season cutworms such as pale western cutworms are just getting started. There's an article on cutworm control in the 2nd issue of the Crop and Pest Report. Sunflower planting is probably pretty much wrapping up, or it may be just getting started in some areas. Last winter's limited snowfall, along with dry spring, convinced many sunflower producers to plant the crop earlier than normal. National sunflower surveys indicated that often the most limiting factor in optimizing sunflower yield was plant spacing within the row. The plant spacing difficulties consist of large skips within the row or areas where plants grow too close together, causing one of the plants not to contribute to the sunflower yield. Equal distribution of plants is essential in obtaining maximum yield of sunflowers. Irregular plant spacing in the row may be caused by poor seeding conditions, failure to adjust the planter, driving too fast, poor germination, disease, insect damage, or maybe some other factors. During the 2013 National Sunflower Survey, which we conduct each fall, the average yield of 54 fields with plant distribution issues was 1,844 pounds per acre, compared with 22 fields with no observed problems yielding 2,070 pounds per acre. Producers should pay attention to their management and refine their technique while seeding sunflower. Planter calibration and planting seed may be the first steps to reduce skips and get better planting space within the row. Growing conditions during the season will affect yield, oil content, and fatty acid composition. High temperatures during seed formation are the main environmental factor affecting the ratio of linoleic and oleic acid content. Sunflower growth stages depend on the planting date and accumulated heat units. The North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network, or NDON, has a model to predict the sunflower growth stages based on location and weather conditions. If you're interested, you can go to the NDON station and look that up as well. And so that'll be about it. Also, just a little bit, I know that Memorial Day is past, but a little bit about the history of it. Memorial Day was a day set aside to honor the nation's war dead. It has become a tradition, and it's been a tradition for many people. The name of it's not really a law, it's a General Order Number 11 of the Grand Army of the Republic. Is the name of the law or the order that put Memorial Day into effect. It's the orders were issued on May 5th, 1868, by the Commander-in-Chief John A. Logan, and established the first traditions of what is now Memorial Day. The 30th day of May, 1868, is designated for the purpose of strewing with flowers or otherwise decorating the graves of comrades who died in defense of their country during the late rebellion, and whose bodies now lie in almost every city, village, hamlet, churchyard in the land. In this observance, no form of ceremony is prescribed, but posts and comrades will in their way arrange such fitting services and testimonials of respect as circumstances may permit. And so that's kind of the history a little bit about the order number 11 about Memorial Day. Have you thought about grilling something different very soon? Julie Garden Robinson has shared with us a quick bulletin or quick facts. And you can make your entire meal prepared on the grill. We have several recipes that are available. We tend to think about just hamburgers in our meat dish, but let's think about salmon. It's very easy to grill salmon. The main thing about salmon is make sure that you don't grill it too long so it gets too dry on you. And one of my favorite things is grilled vegetables. Cut your favorite vegetables, bell peppers, mushrooms, asparagus, onions, zucchini, summer squash, potatoes, and cut them into chunks. Lay out a piece of aluminum foil and spray with a cooking spray or olive oil. Place the vegetables in a bowl. Add enough olive oil or cooking spray to coat. Season with your favorite seasonings or herbs. Toss to coat evenly and pour vegetables into the aluminum foil and seal all sides. Place on preheated grill. Cook time varies depending on size. Potatoes may take anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. Think about peaches. Not many people think about fruit on the grill. And so I've had peaches on the grill, and they are awesome. And then topping them off with vanilla ice cream or whipped cream afterwards is great. You wash and halve those peaches, remove the pit, place peaches on aluminum foil so you can fold up the foil and seal the peaches in. Spoon 2 tablespoons of berries or blueberries or whatever into the peach half. Sprinkle with some brown sugar, lemon juice. Seal the foil and grill for about 15 to 18 minutes. These are very, very good. Also, another one of my favorites is grilling corn on the cob. Corn on the cob, I leave the husk on. I don't remove it, and that's the best way to do it. You want to remove that husk back, pull the silk, and close the husk back up. You should submerge your corn in some water, cool water, and soak it. While that corn is soaking, you should soak it about 15 minutes, and then remove the corn from the water, shake it out, and then put it on the grill. And then you also, if you'd like, you can add some seasoning as well. Be sure to close the husks and twist shut before placing the corn on the grill. If using charcoal grill, turn corn every 10 to 15 minutes. For gas grills, keep the heat on medium-high and turn every 5 minutes. The husks will turn brown and may even start on fire. Let them cook, turning the corn often. The water that is soaked in is steaming the corn from inside the husk. Corn usually takes 30 to 45 minutes. After grilling a few times, you'll get the feel on how long that they will need to be cooked. If you like your corn not cooked quite as long, you can practice with that. When done, use a tongue to remove the corn from the grill because they are very hot. Peel back the husks. You may want to run the corn under hot water to remove any ash if it's accumulated, and let your mouth guide the rest. And grilled corn on the cob on the grill is just awesome. That's about all that I have for today. Like I said at the beginning of the program, Vanessa has taped her portion of the program, and she will be on for the next few minutes. And then the Morton County staff will be back with you in a couple of weeks. And I'd like to thank you all for listening.
Currently, it's 55.
Get the app called Radio Pup for your iPhone and take us everywhere you go. Bismarck and Mandan's own Super Talk 1270.
And welcome back to the Extension Connection. This is Vanessa Hoynes, Family Consumer Science Extension Agent from Morton County NDSU Extension Service. And I'm going to be visiting with you today a little bit about some upcoming programs I have, and then also some information about June being Dairy Month, which brings up a lot of interesting topics related to that. But first of all, one of the programs I have coming up is called Powerful Tools for Caregivers. And this is a series of classes for people who are in the process of giving care to someone. And now, caregiving can take many forms. It can be that you're providing transportation to someone. Perhaps you're helping them with their shopping. It can be personal care, emotional support. Maybe you're taking them to their doctor's appointments. And maybe you know of somebody who is a caregiver. If so, whether it's you or someone you know, this would be a series that would be important for you to check out. We are going to be meeting starting June 15th for 6 different sessions at 1 o'clock in Mandan. And if you are interested in this series, please give us a call at the office at 667-3340. And I'd be happy to answer some more questions for you and then also sign you up if you are interested. We'll meet for 6 weeks every Monday starting at 2 o'clock. And the topics we're going to be covering are tips to reduce your stress as a caregiver, ways to improve your self-confidence, and ways to balance your life, which I think we can all use on tips on how to balance our life and the many activities we have going on. How to communicate your feelings, whether it's about what's happening or just being able to have an opportunity to visit with somebody else who has a similar situation that you have, because many times as caregivers, we become very isolated along with the person that we are caring for. It also helps us, we'll talk about making some of those tough decisions. Sometimes as the person that we're caring for, as they progress in their illness or whatever reason we have for doing caregiving, sometimes we come up against tough decisions that we are forced to make. And we will talk about how to go about that, ways to find resources that can help you make that decision, and just walk you through that process. And so we look forward to having you check us out. Again, it'll be 6 classes that are about an hour and a half in length, and it will be an opportunity to meet some other folks in the community that are also caregivers. So please share that with someone you know, or please give me a call if you are a caregiver. Another program I have coming up is called Nourish Your Bones and Joints. And the reason that's coming up in June is because June is Dairy Month. And of course, whenever we're talking about our bones, specifically, calcium becomes a real big topic, and that leads us right into dairy and all the good nutrients that we get from dairy foods. The program on Nourish Your Bones and Joints is going to be held on June 24th. That's a Wednesday, starting at 10 a.m., and it will be held at Edgewood Vista here in Mandan. And so if you're interested, please stop over and join us with that. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of information, kind of lead you into what we're going to be talking about that day. You know, as I mentioned, this is Dairy Month, and calcium is, of course, the main nutrient that we think of with our bone health. And so making sure that we get enough calcium throughout the day is really important. Dairy foods are that big source. People between the ages of 19 and 50 need about 1,000 milligrams of calcium. For any of us that are 50 or over, we need at least 1,200 milligrams each day. And so when we start looking at labels and checking out to see how many milligrams of calcium we're getting, one tip that's kind of unique and interesting about calcium, and it's just a numbers thing, but if you look at any label, whether it's milk or your multivitamin or whatever the product might be, when it tells you what percent of the daily requirement you're getting, if it says 30%, for example, all you need to do is add a 0 to that, and that will give you the number of milligrams. So generally, a cup of milk will give you 30% of the recommended amount of calcium in a day. So that means 300 milligrams. Now, I mentioned that adults need either 1,000 or 1,200, depending on our age. And so usually 3 or 4 cups of milk a day will suffice. We would get enough with that. One kind of did you know kind of thing is that when we are talking about whole milk has slightly less calcium than a cup of skim milk. And that's only because when we remove the fat out of the whole milk, it leaves more room, kind of, if you will, if you think about it this way, it leaves more room for milk. And so because you get more fluid milk, then you end up with a little bit more calcium. Lots of dairy products are also good sources. Along with that, if you're not a big dairy eater, fortified orange juice can be a good source of calcium. Notice I said fortified. That means that orange juice never had calcium, and so they fortify it by adding it to that. So that can help folks who don't like to drink milk or have other things that could give them some calcium. Cheeses, yogurts, all those types of foods are awesome sources of calcium and can help build our bones. Sardines. Now, I don't know if we have any sardine lovers out there. Sardines. Oh, we got one here. Randy's a sardine lover.
Love them.
Sardines. Now, sardines and actually other fish also are high in calcium. The one clincher, though, because sometimes salmon is also mentioned, when you're talking about bigger fish like that versus a sardine, you have to remember that the part of the salmon that actually gives us the calcium are the bones. So you have to eat the bones. So if you pick all the bones out, then you kind of lose out on the calcium, which kind of makes sense when you start thinking about it. But sardines give us good calcium source, and that's really hard to pick out those bones. That would be a full-time job. Another piece of bone health is also vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. Now, this is a vitamin that our body does make, and so we can get vitamin D by exposing our skin to the sun. However, those of us here in North Dakota and the northern region of the United States, we only can make vitamin D during the spring and summer months. The other times of the year, the sun is not at the right angle for us to even absorb it and to be able to be useful. So like my favorite saying is that even if we shoveled snow in the nude, we still wouldn't get any vitamin D. So, we do need to make sure that we have some other forms and sources of vitamin D. Now, we can get vitamin D from salmon, tuna. We also get some from milk. Again, vitamin D has been added to milk, though, so that is not something that naturally occurs there. But vitamin D and calcium are really important to have them together. And so also when you're looking at supplements, many times vitamin D will also be a part of that calcium supplement. And that is because of how important they are to work together. Another vitamin to keep in mind when it talks about our bone health is vitamin K. Now, vitamin K, we get the main source of that is from our leafy greens. And for any folks who are on Coumadin or another type of blood thinner, you may have been told to stay away from things like kale or spinach or broccoli because of their high vitamin K. Actually, you don't need to so much not eat those things as you need to probably pay more attention to making sure that you eat the same amount over a few days or over a week's time, because it does influence the ability for Coumadin to work or other blood thinning medications. It doesn't harm you by eating vitamin K. And in fact, vitamin K is important. So finding that happy medium where, perhaps you enjoy a certain amount of leafy greens each week, and that can be a benefit. Some other things we can do to keep our bones healthy is to limit alcohol intake, reduce or eliminate smoking. And then other bone healthy nutrients that we can think about and keep in mind are magnesium and boron and zinc. And lots of sources we can get those nutrients through almonds and hazelnuts and peanuts and apples and oysters, and lots of different ways that we can definitely keep ourselves and keep our bones healthy. And then probably most importantly, keep moving. Giving your bones some stress, which can be walking, it could be any type of activity, dancing, all those great things are good for keeping your bones strong. And so that's just kind of a short synopsis of what we're going to be talking about in that class on June 24th. We'll be focusing on our bone health as well as our health of our joints. And so please join me on June 24th. That's a Wednesday at 10 a.m. And if you'd like more information about that class or the caregiver series coming up, please give me a call at 667-3340 at the Extension office in Mandan. And for right now, we will say goodbye for the Extension Connection, and we'll be back here in a couple weeks.